Happy Tuesday, friends. Hey, reading in 2 Corinthians 12, Paul says, "My grace is always more than enough for you, and my power find its full expression through your weakness. So I will celebrate and brag about my weaknesses, for when I'm weak, I sense more deeply the mighty power of Christ living in me." On Easter morning, I got up and I was on social media and I was looking at everyone's beautiful posts and acknowledging how just sacred that day was, and I loved seeing everyone's positivity. I was having a really hard time Easter Sunday. I was just grieving the loss of being together and a variety of things. It was not a good start of my day. And I thought I would take a moment and brag about my weaknesses, as Paul has suggested that we do. So I was washing a pan in my kitchen when my kids started to fight over a chair, I believe it was. And I was trying to ignore it, and the voices were getting louder and louder and louder till a full-on fight had erupted. And I took that pan that I was washing and I just tossed it into the sink. And I mumbled something and went up to my bedroom, locked the door, and cried for about an hour. I had reached my low point of what I could handle at that moment. And after about an hour, I put on some worship music. I began to worship. I could feel just God's presence very near. And I got up and went about Easter, and Easter was a beautiful day. So much to be thankful for. But I tell you that story because I've noticed that people have been very careful about acknowledging how hard this week 4, whatever week we're in, is, because truly it could be worse. There could be loss of income. My children could be in the hospital. There's always something more that could be happening, and leading with a thankful heart is really important. But I also don't want to negate the fact that this is hard, and it's harder than maybe last week was. At least it is for me. And so I'm going to take Paul's advice, and I'm going to brag about my weaknesses and about so that Christ's power would live more in me. And I would just encourage you to call up a friend and brag about your weaknesses. And I want to say that it's okay to acknowledge that this is hard and still be grateful and thankful all at the same time. In this email that you got, this link, there is a list of resources for people who are married. I know that if you're married and wherever you are in that marriage journey, that it could be easier or harder. And we have a list of tools that we have provided to help you in this time. There's a list of phone numbers to call, counselors, a variety of tools that we wanted to pass along to you. If you're seeing this video in a different way, if you want those resources, you can email me at joy@hillsidecovenant.org, and I'm happy to give you that list of resources. Anyway, we are hopefully nearing an end to this. I love you. I cannot wait to worship with you. Have a great Tuesday.